The idea of immortality has always been very controversial, an idea which is easily traced back to its Indian origins, particularly in Hinduism. According to reincarnation, the spirit moves from one body to another upon death, and the cycle continues as the spirit decides to be born repeatedly out of desire. The technique to revisit these past lives is through what is called the past life regression, PLR, and is achieved through hypnosis. A brief history. There are very limited accounts on PLR in history. The more substantial writing is that of Patanjali, a Hindu scholar, who said that the spirit is always burdened by its karma and thus introduce prati-prasav, or reverse birthing. This is a technique where the subject revisits memories to address present issues. Prati-prasav is currently being practiced in yoga. PLR was revived through the efforts of Madame Blavatsky. She was the co-founder of the Theosophical Society, and her studies have reintroduced the concept in the West. The practice was further developed in 1950s when credible medical practitioners began their advocacy on PLR as an instrument to improve mental health. In 1967, Dr. Dennis Kelsey was the first to use regression as a therapy. The practice of past life regression. Studies made on religions believing in reincarnation did not take into account nor accept the idea of repressed memories. The practice of PLR is usually done to simply experience this spiritually and therefore, be able to venture the unknown. To draw information on the subject's past life, practitioners would use hypnosis and ask their subjects a series of questions. With the use of bridging, the unearthed memories are brought to consciousness. This is very important for both the doctor and patient, as unresolved issues in past lives are believed to be significant in healing the present issues of the patient. However, they are not always easily dealt with, as in most cases. The memories are of a negative nature. Past life regression on television. Oprah featured past life regression in May 2008, with the help of Dr. Oz and Dr. Brian Weiss, who have been studying past life regression for many years. Their subject, named Jody, sought the help of Dr. Weiss to know why she fears dolls to a compulsion. Fear for dolls. Then, it was described how Jody got to see her dead grandfather shortly after entering a state of hypnosis, and minutes later, she began describing what she thought of as a car accident she got involved in. Then she began to cry. Apparently, she had died unexpectedly in her past life, leaving her children to grow up without her, and this resulted to her fear of dolls, which is a metaphor for her inability to care for her children. Healing through past life regression. Months later, Jody saw Oprah interviewing the Osmond family, where Marie Osmond handed an Oprah doll. She reiterates that had it not been for past life regression, she would have immediately turned off the TV because of her fear of dolls. But what's good to know is that after the session, it seemed that she was already able to deal with looking at one. There are many practitioners of PLR in the United States, and more studies are being conducted as of this writing. Accounts of reincarnation and repressed memory studies are present in the history of man, and his natural curiosity would only encourage him to know more about past life regression. Man's desire to learn from mistakes past or present life, whether traveling through time, to relive the lives we left behind, is legitimate. That remains a question yet to be answered, and perhaps today no form of science can produce concrete evidence about past life regression or the past life's existence. However, the moral of these presumptions could easily be traced into man's desire to learn from what mistakes he has committed, whether in this life or in the past.